So one of those name brands that people like to use is Morphe. I thought it was hype. Honestly, I feel like brush can't be that good. Hi everybody, it is Chastity.Elise. I am back for another video. This video I am doing my makeup. I already put my primer on. So the primer that I used is this one by Laura Geller. It's called Spackle Treatment and it's a makeup primer. It's supposed to be mattifying. So I just put this on my face. Yeah, so that I just put on. I've already put that on. And then if you all watched the last video, I just did my edges. And so now I am about to get into my makeup. So I know some people like to use the beauty blenders. You know, you can wash it, it's reusable, all that stuff. However, I personally don't like to do all that washing. So I just like to use these little disposable ones that you can just buy at the store for like, depends on where you get it, but shouldn't be any more than like somewhere between $3 to $5. It shouldn't be any more, should not be any more than $5. But anyway, I just like to buy these little disposable sponges because I'd rather just throw the stuff away, throw it away than have to wash it and reuse it. I mean, I got this to clean my brushes. I got this from, I want to say Sephora. That's where I got it from. I got this from Sephora, and basically this right here is just a cleaner for your brushes. So you just run this underwater and then you put your brushes in here, like you put the bristles in here, swirl it around a little bit. And then once you're done washing all your brushes, then you just run water over this and then just to kind of cleanse the soap, and then you just let it dry. So I recently found this a couple of months ago. Like I had one before, but it took me a while to finally use it. And then when I used it, I was like, this is like magic. It's so much easier than me having to like get soap myself and then scrubbing really hard on the brushes. Like you can literally just take your brush on this, get this wet, take your brush and then just scrub it on here and get it clean. And then if you feel you have to rub the bristles, you can. And I mean, it just comes off so easily, but it's really hard to wash brushes with just regular soap. So anyway, back to this. So I feel like this is just super easy for me to do, so I just use this for my foundation and throw it away. So, and I am using Becca, and I actually found something else that I liked, but I'm using Becca right here. And I used to use, it was called Tobacco, but I think they call it Maple now. Yeah, it used to be called Tobacco, but it's called Maple now. And then I actually had, because I know like in the Sephora haul, I talked about how they send samples, and I absolutely love samples. And so this is my first time actually trying a foundation that I received, because I don't usually try the foundation samples that they send. But this one I did try, and it's by Vanish, and it's Hourglass. So yes, by Vanish, but it's Hourglass. And they had these two colors here, Natural Amber and Golden Almond. And I'm like, well, I'm a mixture of these two. I'm in between these two colors. And then that's the back. And as you all can see, I've obviously been using them. So I feel like I'm more of a natural amber in this. And I like the way it looks. So maybe because I know I'm running low on Becca right now on this. So at some point I'm gonna have to buy some more foundation. And I figured I might as well try, why not try something new? So I usually do a couple squirts and then I just put this on my face. And then typically what I would do, because I don't know that I'm doing eyeshadow today. I don't think I'm gonna do eyeshadow today. And if I do, it's just gonna be like I mentioned before in the previous vlog. It's just gonna be me using this right here. And it doesn't have any fallout because it's like a cream, it just goes on. But like if you're using a powder eyeshadow, you want to put that on first, because if you get fallout from the eyeshadow, when you get ready to do your foundation, you can just put your foundation over it. Where if you did your foundation first and then you have fallout from your eyeshadow and then you try to blend it in, it's not going to blend in as well because it's on top of your foundation, if that makes sense. So you put foundation on top of your eyeshadow after you do it. Got it? I think that makes sense. But I am not doing powder eyeshadow today. Clearly that decision has been made because I'm already putting on my foundation anyway. And I'm just going to use the primer as my eyeshadow. And I mean, of course, sometimes you might find some eyeshadows that don't have as much fallout, which that's awesome. And so like I just did my edges, so I am trying to work around them. And then I mean, you have foundations that are like full coverage that are good for full coverage. And this is one of them. This one is really good for full coverage. Like, you know, they have light coverage and they have like medium coverage, whatever the case is. But this one's good for full coverage if you want that. And so I used to use concealer just because, like I mentioned in the Sephora haul, I used to have like really bad acne. So I mean, not that it's exceptional now, but it's a lot better than what it was. And so I used to use concealer a lot. But as you all can see, like I had dark spots like underneath my chin here. But with this foundation, it covers it up really well. You don't even notice it. And then some people, like if you're gonna use a really bright lipstick, and let's say you don't want the color to be like diluted, like you want a very bright, a very vibrant and very bright color to your lipstick, what some people would do, like they'll dab foundation on their lips. So you're starting off with basically like you're basically starting with a foundation there. So the color that you get will be a lot more vibrant on your lips. I'm not gonna do that because it's not like I don't really want that right now. But like let's say I was wearing a bright red or something like that and I really wanted my lips to look really, really red, I would put this foundation on here because it basically gives you a blank template, you could say, to start off on, rather than like your natural pink lips or whatever, you know. So all right, so that is that. Next thing that I am going to do is my eyebrows. So the second thing I do my foundation. I was trying to remember because I don't normally do this on camera. Obviously, it's my first time. Well, this is my second time technically doing like a makeup tutorial on my page. I did one like several years ago, but also several years ago, all I was wearing was foundation. I wasn't doing like any of this extra stuff. So this is a eyebrow pencil that I really love. So I started out, there's this company called Pixie. And I'm gonna get to it right quick because I'm gonna wash my hands. And yeah, I've been doing my makeup probably not every day, but at least every other day because I've been doing videos for you all on YouTube. And then I've also been doing videos on Instagram as well. And I think it's just good to keep up the practice even though I'm not going into work and I'm not having to do my foundation every day. I feel like it's just good to keep it in practice. So anyway, back to what I was going to tell you all about. So this is by Pixie. So I started out, I went to their website because there is a YouTuber that I used to watch like all of the time. I binge watched her. Her name is, her page, she is That's Heart Defensor. So I used to watch That's Heart like literally all the time. Those of you all or those who are fans of her that may have watched her on YouTube, she had a set of eyeshadows to come out with Pixie actually, and I have it. This palette is like literally perfect for summer. I'm sure she has moved on to bigger ventures or different ventures since then, but this I got from Pixie. You see it? Pixie and Heart Defensor, and the colors are like super pretty, and she went through like a whole video and did like swatches of it on her skin, and the colors are really popping. And I actually have a picture of myself with two of these colors. I want to say it's these two colors right here that I had on. Those two colors here. No, I'm not sticking up the middle finger at you. I am pointing at eyeshadows. So yeah, so I went to Pixie's website to buy that, but then I was like looking around because I guess, you know, like most websites, they say you have to spend X amount of dollars to get free shipping. So I was like, well, I only have like a couple of more dollars that I have to spend to get free shipping for this. So I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and spend a couple more dollars and try to get the free shipping on the eyeshadow. So I was like, well, what do I really need? I was like, I don't really need anything. Maybe I can try a eyebrow pencil. So that's what I did. So I got this right here. And it is a natural brow duo. So it has a pencil on this side, and then yeah, so it's got a pencil on that side, and then on this side it's the gel. Okay, so now we got that done. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start just filling in my brows. And for the most part, I like to live by the logic that a lot of YouTubers have said, or that a lot of YouTubers have. I've heard from a lot of them, which is your eyebrows are not, they're not like twins. They're like cousins or like sisters or something like that, but they're not, they don't have to be exact. So I am just going to fill in that area that I was telling you all about. So like right here at the very, basically the very start of my eyebrow. And I typically like to kind of focus on this part more so than on any other part of the brow. But I still carry, like I'll carry it through just so it looks somewhat uniform. So I just kind of carry this pencil through my eyebrow so it doesn't look so off, you know? It's like really dark here, but then as you go further out, it's like, what happened? And then I try not to go like too crazy with this. Just because, and honestly, if you want to be truthful about the correct way to do this, I probably should have had a eyebrow type brush and kind of comb my eyebrows out a little bit before I actually did it. But I cheat and I don't. I just completely skipped that step and I just started drawing. And then I use the gel here and just kind of like help to kind of carry it through, I guess. Alright, so that's one eyebrow down, and then I'm going to do the next one. And I personally, I don't like the whole thin eyebrow look. I don't like my eyebrows to look extremely thick either. I like them to kind of be in between. So not too thin, but also not too thick. Just like simple. You know, nothing too harsh really. At least that's the goal anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and do this side. And it's really awkward for me because I'm right-handed. So for me, it's like reaching over to do the left hand side. I can't always get the angle right here. I mean, I try, but it's a little different trying to hit the angle on this eyebrow than on the last one. Or then on the right one. So I just kind of do like a yeah, I don't even like really draw on this one. I just kind of like lightly brush really. Sorry, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten anything all day. It's like, what time is it here? It's almost, I know it's after 11 o'clock for sure. But like whenever I'm here at my house, I hardly like ever eat. I don't have, which is really sad. I don't have any food here, man. The food that I do have is in the freezer. So, but like my mom will cook something the night before, and I go to their house like literally almost every day. I'm there at their house. Just because like I have a really close relationship with my family. And so, and then being the only child, like it was just me growing up. So I have friends. I do have friends and I do have at least 2 really close girlfriends that I consider them like my sisters that I've known. One of them I've known since preschool, which I haven't featured her in any of my videos yet, but for sure when things are actually safe again, I don't know when that is. We can make America great again, but we can't make America safe again. Like, what the hell's up with that? But anyway, until it's safe again to actually go out and to hang out, like, I probably will not be posting a video with her either. Because our parents, I wouldn't say our parents aren't like the exact same age. I think her parents are slightly younger than mine. But even still, you know, both of our parents have like different risk factors that make them a little more susceptible to COVID. So it's much, if we care about our family, it makes sense for us to stay at home and do the best that we can to help contain the virus and or help it to stop from spreading. And what that means is we need to stay our behinds home. Yes, sir. How look? No, they're not exactly alike, but it's all good. They don't have to be. That's the whole point. Now, I used to get my eyebrows done. Like, I had a tweezer myself and I would tweeze my own eyebrows. But like, honestly, I haven't been doing it. I used to go and get my eyebrows done, but I'm like, what's the point? Because honestly, truthfully, I could tweeze my own eyebrows. I can do it myself, but I just choose not to. I mean, because it's not like my face is like super hairy or anything. So anyway, that is done. My next step is highlighter. So, and actually, you know what I might do? Okay, scratch that. So this is what I'm about to do. I'm about to go ahead and do my eyes. And like I said, since I'm not using an eyeshadow, I'm just using that primer. I don't have to worry about fallout at all with it. So this is what I'm going to do. So I can put this on my finger and apply it, but I find that it's more precise if you use like a small brush. So you can honestly, I feel like you can use any small brush, whatever brush you feel that you can best handle, you can best control, and it doesn't apply a lot all at once. So like this is like a really small brush. So that's like a really small brush. So I'm just going to put a little bit on here. And then I'm just going to kind of like pat it on my eye. And then of course, as you get closer to like the inside of the eyelid, I like to use just kind of like the end of the brush, not like the entire brush, just like the tip here. And then of course, if you want to, you can kind of go in the corner a little bit. You see it? And go in the corner a little bit with it if you want. But like I said, like this right here is literally like an eyeshadow. The coloring in and of itself is just like an eyeshadow. And then of course with highlighter, you can apply highlighter in a lot of different areas, but we'll talk about that once we get there. But the only reason I mention it is because the brush that I'm using is actually supposed to be a highlighter brush where you put it like below your eyebrow, like on your brow basically. So I feel like that's good right there. Sometimes I like to use, which I don't use it all the time, but sometimes I like to use eyeliner just on my lids or whatever. I like to use eyeliner, but that's for a different day and time because I'm not using eyeliner today. But yeah, so y'all see how it looks right now. It looks just a tad bit sloppy, but we can go back and clean that up. It's all good. So, like, literally it is. We can go back and we can fix that. Okay, so I'm gonna do the left side now. And basically it's the same thing, just dabbing the eyelid really. And then just making sure to use the tip in the corner. And I don't know why, like, it looks super weird. Like, if you look at my right eyelid versus my left eyelid, for whatever reason, it seems like my left eyelid is smaller than my right one. But maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe it's me. You know? I don't know. Y'all let me know. I'm gonna have to look at that later to see. But yeah. So, let's see. It's not as intense on the left side. So I'm gonna add it just a little bit more. And then what I'm gonna do is, just like any eyeshadow, blending is the next thing. And so with this, what I like to do to kind of clean up is to, like, I put a little bit of foundation on the blending brush, and I'll use that to blend, like, in my crease. Just to keep it from looking like so sloppy and looking like a hot mess. From looking like hot garbage. So how does that look? Looking good? Alright. So you can always clean this stuff up, because, like, I'm gonna clean up right here. Like, straight up. And I might just be able to wipe it off. It helped. It helped for sure. It looks better. Okay. So it works. Alright, so that is, we are done with that. And then now I am just going to take my blending brush, which I actually really like this. So you know how sometimes you see different people doing makeup tutorials, makeup videos, and you hear them talk about the kind of brush that they're using and stuff like that. So the brush I just had, like, it's literally not, it doesn't have a name. It's not a named brush. The only reason I got it is because it was part of, like, a unicorn makeup set. And so I thought it was really cute. Like, they have several different brushes, like several different types of brushes that are the same way. And I just thought that the color was really pretty. That's the only reason I bought it, but they're not any particular name brand. So one of those name brands that people like to use is Morphe. I thought it was hype. Honestly, I feel like brush can't be that good. I was like, but you know what? I'll order a blending brush because I don't have one. And let's see how it works, because I'm like, I've tried other blending brushes before and I feel like they were garbage. So I was like, well, just because this has a name doesn't mean it's going to be any better or any different. So I got this Morphe brush for blending, and it's M562. And I was shocked the first time I used this. The first time that I used this was back in February. I was going to a concert and I had, like, my whole look put together. I was like, I'm going to wear this lipstick. I'm going to wear these two eyeshadows, so I have to blend them. So I used it that day, and, like, it literally, it was like butter. Like, it was straight up like butter. It was awesome. And so ever since then, I have been rocking with this Morphe brush, and I absolutely love it. So this is what I'm using to blend. So basically, when you're blending, this is how I do it. Some people, I have seen them do it the same way, and I feel like this technique works. So typically what people will do, they'll grab, like, or what I've seen done, what I have done, what works for me, grab it at the end like this, because you don't want to be, basically with this, you don't want to be heavy-handed. You're blending it, but you don't want to wipe it off. And you don't want to make it, like, you don't want to make a mess of it. You just want to kind of soften it. And so that's, I feel like that's basically what blending is. Blending is basically softening it to make it look more natural. So I start here and just kind of swirl it around a little bit, and then literally windshield wipe, windshield wipe, windshield wipe. So it's like a combination of like those two things. And then sometimes if I feel like this isn't doing it, then I'll grab a little bit of foundation and I use it to help clean up around there. And maybe one day I'll post a video of like actually blending colors and not just trying to like, but yeah, this is just like how I like to clean it up. Even though technically I'm not really blending any colors. I'm just trying to soften the look of this primer on my face. So we do the same thing on the other side. And I mean, there's no right or wrong way I feel like to do it. Like if you blend it and you feel like it's blending enough for you, then that's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, you're the one that's having to wear it. You're the one that's being seen out with it. If it looks good to you, then you know what? You wear it. And if you're going to wear it, make sure that you wear it with confidence. Like that's the biggest thing. That's like the most attractive thing that a person can have is self-confidence. Like literally, that's why some people can literally go outside in a trash bag and people still post pictures of them and talk about how beautiful they are. It's not because just they look good in anything. It's because they have confidence. Literally, like straight up. It's because they have confidence. And nothing else. Confidence makes people attractive. Like people say, oh, you know, money makes people look good. Oh, you know, now they got money, they starting to look a little bit better. Well, part of it is, yes, they have the money, they can fix their teeth, they can get plastic surgery, they can, you know, they can fix their appearance with the money that they get. However, not only with all of that that's involved, even with the plastic surgery, even with having their teeth fixed, even with all this other stuff, the clothes, whatever, even with all of that stuff, at the end of the day, when they get that money, they feel more confident. Some people get arrogant, but people feel more confident when they have money. They can do things that maybe they couldn't do before. They're a lot more comfortable with life or the way that their life is. And so now they're a little bit more confident. So what you're seeing is not just, oh, they got money. You're saying, oh, they've got confidence now because maybe before they didn't have any. So next we're going to do the highlighter. This highlighter that I got is by Laura Geller. I am absolutely in love with it. It is Gilded Honey, and I ought to know that from memory. I use this highlighter literally all the time. I use it all of the time. At first, I just used basic foundation because I was like, I don't really see the big difference. I don't see the big deal. Like, what is the big deal that everybody is making about highlighters? Like, I don't see it, right? So I tried it one day because I bought this. So I bought this because I buy things. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm going to use it. And then I buy it and then I don't use it. So I bought this and I didn't use it for a very long time. And then finally I was like, you know what? Maybe one day I'll try it on and I'll see how it looks. So I tried it on and I have fell in love with it. And I have worn it pretty much every day since then. Just because. Now it gives you that extra glow. It gives you that extra sheen. It's really pretty. So some people like to use a brush. You know, it's suggested you get a brush and you just kind of wipe it on your face. Personally, it depends on how much of a highlight you want. So if you don't want a lot of highlight, you want just a little smidge of a glow, then sure, you know, you get a brush and then you wipe it on your face. Me personally, I like to pile it on. I mean, I'm just keeping it honest with y'all. I personally like to pile it on my face. So I don't use a brush. I tried the brush, but I feel like it wasn't depositing enough of the product for me. So I use my fingers and then I wipe it on my face. So we're gonna start with that. All right, so do my thumb. And then you can highlight and contour. I don't have anything right now to contour. I could probably do it with like a dark eyeshadow, but I don't typically contour, so I don't plan to do it for this video. But when you highlight, you want to highlight certain areas you want to highlight. So you highlight here, typically like right above like the apple of your cheek. And you would highlight here, so you'd highlight on your cheeks, here underneath your eyebrows, on your brow. And then you do like, if you want to, you don't have to, but like if you want your nose to have a skinnier appearance, what you would do is do like a line straight down the middle of your nose, and then you do like here right above your eyebrows, and then you can do like here right above your cupid's bow. You get your lip pencil and then you line your lips, and then you have that little speck here, just to kind of bring that out. And then also other areas that you will highlight. That's pretty much, for the most part, those are typically the areas that you will highlight. So you will highlight here, your nose, up here, right above your eyebrows, on your brow, underneath your eyebrow, and then on your cupid's bow. Those are typically the areas that you will highlight. So those are the areas that I highlight. So I don't highlight underneath my eyebrow. I don't do the brow, but I do everything else. So I'm just going to swipe my thumb down. And like I said, I like to pack this on. So that's it. It's like a streak on my face. And then I'll do the same. I try to match it up as closely as possible on both sides. So it's like roughly here. And then down. I like to shimmer. All right, so it's a little bit off. Y'all see it? So I did this side too. It's a tad bit off, but it's not that bad. And then the next place I am going to do is down my nose. Now this got really awkward. So I had my nails done a couple of months ago, before all of this corona stuff. I had my nails done and I was trying to do my highlight, and I felt like it was crooked. So my nails were a little bit, they were longer than what I have them now, because I had like the gel nails on. And so when I was going to like do this highlight down my nose, it was like, it started off like the size of my finger, then it would get smaller like right here, and then it would get bigger down here like as you go along. And I'm like, ugh, it threw my highlight off so bad. But by the time I blended it and stuff, you really couldn't notice it that much. But it was really awkward trying to put highlighter straight down my nose with those nails on. That is that. See, I see a highlight straight down. And I actually went a little bit further than I normally do, because normally I would stop like right here. But I went a little bit further, but what am I gonna do about it? And then like, so basically it's like that, like a V shape, and then down. And then by the time I blend this part in, it's not gonna be a big deal. And then the last place that I do is like right here, above my lip. Literally smack dab right in the middle of the cupid's bow. And now you blend. And so I was trying, like my hands. Okay, so I was trying another highlight that I found the other day. So I was at my parents' house and I decided to shoot a video because we just received my dad's gift, but I wanted to record us receiving it. However, I think it was that video. However, in order, when I did it, was it for that video? Yeah. So when I went for that video, I went to record a video for my Father's Day vlog. I did not have my usual makeup. So I used that foundation that I showed you all earlier from Vanish. And then I used a completely different highlighter, which I actually did not really like it. It had a very chalky like texture to it. And then when I put it on, it was really hard to blend. I was able to finally get it to blend with my foundation, but no joke, it was so hard trying to blend that highlighter because it was like paint almost. It wouldn't blend. It wasn't very blendable at all. I mean, it ended up giving a very nice highlight, but if I had to choose between the two, this one and that one, I would definitely go with this one. And actually, I can show you all that highlighter right quick if y'all want to see it. I personally would not suggest checking it out because it's hard to blend it. It's by Revolution, and it is Pro. It's Pro Illuminate, and I honestly, this is so hard to blend. Like, I literally was just sitting there, and then it didn't help because I didn't have that much foundation to, like, y'all saw the sample. The sample's really small, so I really didn't have a lot of foundation that I could use to blend it. So I think it's probably a combination of me not having enough foundation for blending purposes, and then also just the fact that, I mean, it's not really blender friendly. It was super difficult. So hang in there, we are almost done. So I've got 2 things left. So I'm gonna do my eyelashes, and then after I do my eyelashes, I'm gonna do my lips, and then I will literally be done with this video. So I am using, for my eyelashes, I'm using Dior Show Iconic. So yeah, I'm using Dior Show Iconic Overcurl, and honestly, it's probably about time for me to get another one because, you know, if you have mascara for too long, it starts getting that cakey thing going on, and then it makes your eyelashes stick together, and it's not cute. So this is what I was taught. So for eyelashes, I was taught because when I was a kid, I used to model with a local talent agency. Obviously I'm 5 foot, and that's not really meeting model requirements. So as a kid though, like, I guess my mom was just trying to put me in like different things just to keep me well-rounded, whatever. So I worked with a talent agency when I was a lot younger, and 2 things, well, they taught us a lot of different stuff about self-confidence and different things like that. But we talked about makeup was kind of like one of the things we kind of glazed over. I mean, because I was a kid when I was there, so I wasn't really doing that much with makeup. I mean, I was using like lipstick and different things with ballet, but that's unrelated. But we went through like how to wash your face. Like, they gave us a little facial wash where we went through like taking care of your face. So when I was a lot younger, I was using a facial cleanser on my face. But then they also taught us about just different things about applying makeup. One of the things that they mentioned to us was about mascara. And so with mascara, a lot of people just do like this. You know, they take it and they just brush it out. However, what was suggested for us to do is that instead of just brushing your eyelashes, you wiggle. So like, you put this up to your eye and then you wiggle it. So that's what I'm doing. So you wiggle it. I mean, you still brush it forward, but you just kind of wiggle while you're doing it. And I guess probably because that helps with separation. Because, you know, a lot of times you'll put mascara on and it doesn't really separate your eyelashes the way it should. And sometimes if it kind of sticks together, or it kind of seems like it's trying to stick together, then I'll take like my pinky and I just kind of like help to spread it out. Sometimes that works. Now, some people do their bottom lashes, but I don't. I just do my top lashes, and then once I do my top lashes, I'm done. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing on this side. And sometimes I'll do the entire top of my eyelashes, and then other times I'll just do like pretty much the middle to like the outside. I don't really bother too much with it the inside of my eyelashes. Like I'm doing now. I'm doing it for y'all. Just because my concern is I don't want to mess up my makeup in the corner of my eye. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. Alright, so that is it. And then the last thing is putting on my lips. So if you wear lipstick, this is where you can line your lips if you wanted to. I have a liner, but I'm not going to line my lips. Or, I mean, I could line them just to show you all, but honestly, like, it's pretty simple. You know, you do around here, and then when you do it, you don't want to be like you're drawing a line. Like, you want to kind of etch around your lip. So, I mean, I could show you all. I don't have, because this is like a really dark color. It's called Night Moth. It's by MAC. And I do have a kind of like a neutral shade of lip liner, but I do not have it with me. If I had that, I would use it. So maybe for the next video, at some point, whenever I decide to do another video like this, I'll actually show you all how to do it. But since I don't have a neutral, just a neutral liner, one that's not too dark, I'm not going to use a liner today. I'm just going to, and actually before I put this on, I'm going to moisturize. Speaking of moisturizing your lips, so I was concerned about, because I don't normally wear lipstick. My concern with lipstick is I was like, I don't want something that's going to dry my lips out. But fortunately, there are lipsticks out there that are being made that are moisturizing. One in particular that I have found that I really like is this lipstick right here. It smells really good. Smells good. And it's also very moisturizing. And it's by Yves Saint Laurent. And I'll post a link. And I'm going to show y'all just how it looks. It's one of my favorites. There are a lot of lipsticks out there that will dry you out, but this is not one of them. Okay, so I'm going to moisturize this stuff. Laneige, that lip sleeping mask that we talked about in the Sephora haul, has been really good. And I think I might have mentioned it in another video, but this stuff I love. It's super moisturizing. I have not had an issue with my lips peeling or anything since I've been using it. It's awesome. So I'm just going to use this, and you don't have to use a lot of it. And this right here, just a very little bit that I got, covers my lips. Like it literally does. Just a little bit that I grabbed covers my lips. So, and it smells good too. You know how people make that joke? What smells? It's your upper lip. Well, with this, your upper lip does smell, but it smells really good though. So that's your comeback. Somebody says something about your upper lip, you smelling your upper lip. Well, actually no, my upper lip smells like apple lime. So get over it. But, and then, so I'm using this. This is a sample. So this is a Bobbi Brown. It's the Luxe Liquid Lip Velvet Matte. And so my thing about this is there's a time and a place for matte lipsticks. With this, because it is matte, I don't really feel like doing matte today. If I wanted to do matte, or if you want to do matte, then maybe don't moisturize. You can, if you do moisturize your lips, put just a smidgen of moisturizer on your lips, because if you put too much moisturizer on your lips and then you put on a matte lipstick or a matte gloss, it's not gonna have the same effect. Yeah, the whole thing about matte is it's not shiny, but then when you start adding moisturizers to your lips, then it starts looking shiny like this. My lips are shiny right now. So I didn't want the matte look. I just wanted to add some color. Because right now my face is like blank, with the exception of eyeshadow. So, and I wanted to get like a color that's neutral, because like if you see this top This top has a lot of colors going on, so I don't want to put anything on my lips or on my face that's going to be conflicting with it. So I just wanted to keep like this look like super neutral and not have a lot going on. So I'm just gonna put this on, and you can kind of see the color now. And like, you see, it's not like ridiculous. It's super neutral. That is the look. And I'm gonna put earrings in, but this is ultimately how I am looking today. Alright, so anyway, that is the end of this makeup tutorial. Thank you all again for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you all for the next video.